Today I will add to our 30 flowers project a purple Centaurea flower. I know you are from all over the world and you have different ways of pronouncing the name of this flower. Centaurea, I think it's in English, but I will use the pronunciation that is natural to me, Centaurea, which is also, if I'm not mistaken, very close to Latin. Probably the first thing you notice about this flower is this cone-like structure beneath the flower head. This whorl of modified leaves is called filiary and it provides protection to developing flowers. There are over 700 species on this genus, and if you have the curiosity to research on internet some of them, you will see a stunning variety of the forms of these bracts, a really wonderful display from thistle-like thorns to very puffy ones. Amazing variety. This is what I love about botany. You research a common, maybe invasive. The common species of this flower are often invasive. Then you see its relatives and came across the most beautiful and interesting things. It's like Christmas every day. So Centaurea flower can look in many different ways, but what we commonly understand by Centaurea, at least here in Europe, is this type of flower head. The filaries are brown, usually with a darker tip, like in this Centaurea stobe, or darker edges, like in Centaurea montana or triumpheti. And they have these fringes that look like the legs of a bug. So the first thing we have to draw is this structure, like a vase, more or less oval or round. The bud is in the shape of a nail, but as flowers begins to bloom, the topmost bracts are pushed aside by the flowers and create this vase form. Topmost bracts have a different look than the rest of the bract, a comb shape at the tip. Member of the Asteracea family, Centaurea is a composite flower. That means an aggregation of small individual flowers, containing both ray and disc flowers. Ray flowers are made of 5 ribbon-like petals, unequal in size, typically 2 smaller and 3 larger, but you can see all kind of variation, and they are fused at the base in a tube. Usually they are sterile and contain nectar. The ray flower surrounds the disc flower like a crown. And you can draw an oval showing that. The disc florets have 5 tiny petals. In the middle of those petals, we see a long, dark purple tube made of the 5 anthers fused together. If you look closely at the base of the disc flower, or you make a dissection, you can actually see those 5 filaments. We can see at the tip of the anther tubes pollen grains, and as the flower develops, and considering other composite flowers, I don't think I'm wrong in assuming that the process happens in concentric layers from the outside to the inside. We can see from inside of the anther tube growing the pistil with a bilobe stigma. The disc florets are arranged above the filaries in the form of a dome, or more correct will be an ellipsoid. This will be the geometric structure of the Centaurea flower. The proportions between those three, the filaries vase, the ray florets disc, and the disc florets ellipsoid, can vary around. If you are making the botanical illustration of a particular species, you will have to work on real specimens and to measure and calculate those proportions. Also, if you, depending on the position, you look at the flower, one part of the flower can be more visible than the other. So if you're looking from above, you see more the disc florets and the ray florets, and you don't see the filaries, so, or only the base of the filaries. Again, if you look the flower from below, you see the filaries very well, but you see only in part the ellipsoid formed by the disc florets. Also, the look of the ray flower disc can vary a lot. The ray flowers can be oriented up or down, or the disc can be inclined on one side, or more often your specimen can show an undistinguishable mass of petals. The last two make for really expressive drawings, but they are not so valuable as botanical scientific illustration. So when picking your specimen, you have to consider first the purpose of your drawing. If you want an expressive illustration, the more fluffy, the better. If you want to do a botanical illustration, scientific illustration, you have to pick a really clear specimen and maybe make a bigger drawing than the one we do now, so you can show all the details. So let's draw this. I'm starting with the disc florets, and here in the margin that it's closer to the viewer, I want to show two florets view from the top. I use my previous drawing as reference. I want the 5 petals to be seen very clearly. The anther separated, then united, and then the pollen. Here another one, viewed slightly from the side, from above but slightly from the side. For the other disc flowers, I only show in this phase the anther tube, and I vary their position and size so that they build